Actually, why are you passionate about it? What keeps you moving? What keeps you rallying?
I would say this is a childhood dream, yeah? It's something I wanted to participate in ever since I was a small boy. And I would see safari rally cars passing through my village in the upcountry. I really wanted to sit in a rally car. And I thank God it eventually happened.
The final round of the 2015 Kenya National Rally Championship, the Guru Nanak Rally, took us back to the county of Machakos in what has been a memorable season. The challenge of tackling the same territory for a third time in the span of 7 months was the highlight of the final round of the 8-round series. The KCB rally is about adapting and performing at highest levels in different environments. And with Jaspreeet Chatthe having sealed his first ever championship title in the penultimate Nakuru Rally in September, it was time for the other drivers to garner points and battle for privileged positions in the championship. The Guru Nanak Rally was first included as a round of the Kenya National Rally Championship in 1984. Since then it has grown tremendously in status, with 2015 marking its 32nd edition in the championship. This year, the Guru Nanak Rally coincided with the commemorating of one of the greatest rally drivers from Kenya, Joginder Singh. He was popularly known as the Flying Sikh and had attained superhuman status. Some of his die-hard fans lionized him Simbawa Kenya, even though he reigned in a generation of Kenyans who were not necessarily motorsports fans. Joginder became the first man to win the Safari Rally 3 times, in 1965 using a Volvo PV544 with his brother Jaspreeet as his co-driver, and in 1974 and 1976 driving a Colt Lancer 1600 GSR with David Doig. Singh's record in the Safari Rally is remarkable, spanning a period of 22 years during which he failed to finish only 3 times. Nobody has matched his consistency and sheer determination to finish races against all odds. He was one of the magnificent 7 finishers of the 1968 event in the Datsun 2000, in which 92 crews started and only 7 finished. Joginder the Flying Sikh became a legend in his own lifetime and will be remembered with affection for a long time as a maker of history in the world of motorsport. The excitement of the rally started on Friday, with cars arriving at the Sikh Union Club where the scrutineering took place. There was a record high entry of 50 cars, including new drivers, some of whom had waited for the Guru Nanak Rally to participate in the club's rich heritage. After a hectic season which saw the competitors cover over 2,750 kilometers, including 1,310 kilometers over 63 stages around the country in 9 months, it all boiled down to the last 6 stages of the season. The 50 cars assembled at the KCB branch at the Gateway Mall in Syokimau in the outskirts of Nairobi for the start of the final round of the KCB Kenya National Rally Championship 2015. One entrant of note was Tapio Laukkanen's friend from Finland, Jose Kojo, an international driver who had rented the Subaru Impreza of Quentin Mitchell and was car number 18.
This is my first rally in Kenya, so expenses are high, but the main thing is for surviving this rally.
Raji Barrage was on road sweeping duty in the first podium on the road as the remaining cars followed him. The route included some completely closed roads, making it difficult for spectators to cheer their favorite drivers from the roadside. The drivers, though, did enjoy the view of the wildlife on the stages. The first leg was the 38.5-kilometer Kapiti stage. This was immediately followed by the 36-kilometer Lisa Ranch stage, and the last stage of the first loop was the 10-kilometer Konza stage. A total of 169 kilometers of competitive distance posed the ultimate challenge for the competitors. The first car to start the stage, the Mitsubishi Lancer of Raji Barrage, was languishing in the thick and sometimes soft gravel, and while trying to maximize the distance between himself and the car behind, he was further hampered by wildlife. The Mitsubishi Lancer driver only managed to finish third fastest on the stage. The coveted honor of being the fastest car on the stage went to Tapio Laukkanen with a time of 19 minutes and 25 seconds in his Subaru Impreza. The master of the Guru Nanak Rally, Ian Duncan, was second, 11 seconds behind Laukkanen. Baldev Chaga in yet another Mitsubishi Evo 10 was fourth fastest.
We're just pushing along, very twisty, very loose actually compared to what we anticipated in the recce. Hard work in the twisty stuff, like, oh, a bit rusty I think since the last rally. So yeah, just getting into the groove of it, but enjoying it, loving it.
Youngster Karan Patel was keeping up with the pace of the big boys and recorded the fifth fastest time. Chatthe became the first driver to start an event as double champion, FIA Africa Rally and Kenya National Rally champion. With the championship already in the bag, he recorded the sixth fastest time. The Ford Fiesta of Manvir Barian, co-driven by Drew Sturrock, recorded the seventh fastest time, 50 seconds behind the leader and teammate Laukkanen. Eighth fastest was the S2000 Skoda Fabia of Quentin Mitchell. Mitchell had changed to a third navigator this year by taking Robin Dimberley, who was making his first appearance since the 2013 KCB Safari, where he guided Mitchell to third overall.
We're really suffering because the surface is so loose, and with no turbo and the maximum speed restricted on this car, it's quite difficult to try and pull away. So we'll just try and stay tidy in the tight stuff.
In ninth position was Onka Rai, navigated by Gareth Dorr from Zimbabwe. Rajbir Rai decided to rest the unreliable Ford Fiesta RF5 for his Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10, in which he nearly won last year's event. He recorded the 10th fastest time. The second stage was the 36-kilometer Lisa Ranch circuit. This leg nearly ended in controversy when Malindi-based Italian Piero Conobio emerged the fastest time, 4 minutes ahead of Laukkanen. But when he faced the stewards in the Kapiti Service Park, he was penalised 10 minutes after admitting he had lost his way in the stage and ended up on the wrong route, which happened to be shorter than the original. The hefty penalty dropped into 19th in the overall standings. Laukkanen was at his best in the stages that were short and fast. The world-class driver again punished his rivals with his mastery in driving and extended his lead to 30 seconds.
Looks like the stages are going to be very soft on the second loop. That's a bit annoying, but anyway, happy at this moment.
Baldev Chaga, who was eager to get his first win of the year, was catching up with the leaders and registered the second fastest time. "20 seconds behind Laukkanen. Meanwhile, Barrage was still struggling with the road sweeping duty and had been demoted to 4th overall after recording the 6th fastest time due to a bent rear suspension arm.
Yeah, so far it's good. The first section went well. We went off once, but wasn't bad. In this section, I think we have a problem with the sensitive, so the car's playing around a bit. We went off quite badly. We hit the front. We may have bent the chassis, but I don't think there's any severe damage apart from that. We did lose quite a bit of time in there because of this. But yeah, we still have a long way to go, so let's see how it goes.
Quentin Mitchell was the fastest S2000 in this section and had the 7th fastest time on this stage. Onka Rai was lucky to be in the top 10 as he suffered 2 punctures in this stage and remarkably recorded the 10th fastest time.
Yeah, it's good. Just a bit of a slow start, but let's see how the day goes. Just had a punch in the last stage. So drove on it for quite a while, but let's see how it goes now.
The last stage of the first loop before heading for service was the 10-kilometer Konza stage. Laukkanen again recorded the fastest time and his lead was over 30 seconds. Chatthe was second fastest in the stage, which leapfrogged him to 4th in the overall standings. Karan Patel was having the best drive so far of the season and recorded the 3rd fastest time on the stage, albeit painfully, as a few days before the event he had broken a toe on his right foot and he had to keep the pedal to the metal to avoid too much movement and ease the pain. Tapio was leading the big boys. Duncan on his part was unable to do anything but wait for the fin to hit problems, which would move him up 1 place. He had to be careful though, as Chaga had closed in on his 2nd place by 6 seconds. Barrien's Ford and the Skoda of Mitchell were separated by just 3 seconds in 7th and 8th places respectively, ahead of the ride train consisting of Onka, Rajveer and Tejveer. After driving the last 2 rallies in the tail-happy Porsche, Tejveer was doing well until he came round the left hairpin bend at the end of the stage, which also doubled as a spectator stage. Tejveer got the wrong line and the Lancer caught a rut with its right rear wheel, which sent the Nakuru Rally winning car on its roof.
Yes, we did well in the Super Special, but we are going on. Just a bit of cosmetic damage on the car. And we lost a bit of time there. So we are still in the rally, so fingers crossed. Let's see what we can do on the second run.
Tejveer dropped out of the top 10, allowing cousin Rajveer to take over 10th place. The battle of the best Mitsubishi Evo 9 was being fought between the 2 former 2-wheel drive champions Dennis Mwenda and Jaspreeet Chatthe. Dennis Mwenda had already captured the Division 2 title and was eyeing another top 10 finish. He was now in an impressive 12th overall position. Iceman Jaspreeet Chatthe was more concerned about securing the Division 1 championship, which he was leading before the start of the rally. He was focused on winning this title and was closely behind Mwenda in 13th position. His closest rival Mahesh Halai, navigated by his nephew Ketan Halai, were in 18th overall position and over 1 minute and 30 seconds behind Chatthe.
We're hoping to keep it steady throughout now the remainder of the rally, the last 3 stages. Hope to keep the pace up and try better our times from morning. And hope that we make it on top of the table.
Aman Raj Rai, who was also in the running for the same championship, had a very poor start and was no longer a strong contender, as he was 28th position overall. The championship for the supplementary class, a two-wheel drive and a classic car, were not settled yet, and it was getting tense in the stage. Finally, a Mitsubishi 1-2 took the supplementary class, driven by 17th place Tahiti Washira, co-driven by female navigator Joan Lombard. Hussein Malik was in second place at 37 seconds behind Washira. Championship leader Murage Waigwa was already feeling the pressure, as he had lost time in the previous stage when he went wide on a medium left corner and hit a tree, which damaged the right side of his Subaru.
Went off on a medium left and hit a tree, but continued motoring. We didn't realize until we got to the TC, there was a lot of dust in the car, then we realized we'd lost the window.
Of more concern for him and his co-driver Tutu Mionki, though, was that his rival James Kirimi was ahead of them, which was not good for the championship.
A lot is at stake. The championship is down to the wire. I'm hoping for all the best, trying to drive uninspired and keeping the car clean.
Former two-wheel drive champion James Kirimi was in a fantastic third position in this class, with Evans Mwenda calling the notes. They were anxious to clinch this title.
We are contending for Group S championship, so yes, we are going to push and see whether we'll be number one, of course.
Eric Njogu and Tony Kimondo were in fourth position in this group. Kisumu-based Chandrakant Devji, co-driven by James Machuya, were in fifth position in this class.
We are lying third on the championship in Group S, so we are just waiting outside the fence for the other two guys in front of us. If they topple over, we take the championship for the Group S.
As usual, Eric Bengi was tearing his rivals in the two-wheel drive class with his speed. He was in 28th position overall. However, his great rival, the three-time two-wheel drive champion Leonardo Veresi, was in second place, and within the top four position he needed to win the championship.
Well, we need to bring the car home at least in fourth position. I think we're doing better than that currently, so God willing, let's see what happens.
Sami Nyori retired with overheating problems. It was a disappointing end of a season which started with a win in the first round of the KCB Kisumu Rally. This meant that Alex Lairangi was now in a respectable third position and would have to finish to secure this position in the final standing of the two-wheel drive championship.
The second stage was rough. I think that's all that's going to determine the rally. You have to watch your pace. If you drive too fast, it's very easy to break the car. You have one more loop to go. Yeah, we hope to keep the car on the road and be back in 2 hours to celebrate.
Charan Teti, co-driven by Ugandan female navigator Mildred Kibuka, driving a Daewoo Yellow, were in fourth position. An all-female crew of Caroline Gatimu and debutant navigator Simon Khan were in 5th position and 43rd overall.
We got a puncture somewhere, but not too bad. We managed to change it. A bit of tension, but it's okay. The car is giving a bit issues, but we are hoping for a finish. We want to reach the podium.
In the SPV class, Adam Hack was leading in his Range Rover e-Bowler and was in 22nd position overall. Right behind him was the SPV class leader George Njoroge, navigated by Lynette Ayuko in their Subaru Hybrid. Nineteenth place and 3-time Guru Nanak winner Carl Tunda was enjoying his first drive in the Triumph TR7 V8. He had to use the event to find out how he and the vehicle suited each other in readiness for the East African Classic Safari Rally. The small size of the car made more emphatic by the huge size of the driver. However, Tunda was leading the classic car class by over 3 minutes ahead of Aslam Khan's Porsche. Meanwhile, championship leader Rob Hellier was third and struggling in the underpowered Datsun 160J to keep up with the powerful Porsche. He also needed to finish ahead of Aslam to be champion in the class. The Ford Escort MK1 of Rajesh Maini was already out with clutch failure.
We went off on one of these short tracks after 13 kilometers, which had been churned up with rocks, and we hit a couple of rocks, kept motoring, and we had a puncture. So we stopped to change the puncture. Unfortunately, we couldn't start the car again because the clutch had gone.
Andrew Mushemi, the son of the late Ben Mushemi, popularly known as Baba Shiru, was in 30th position in his Mitsubishi Evo 9.
It's good, the sections are good, long straights. There's a lot of time to keep up on the next loop. We're trying to make better time.
Fahaz Khan, navigated by Riaz Ismail, found themselves struggling with fuel pump issues. The car had stalled 8 kilometers into the second stage, only to realize that they had no turbo boost due to a broken turbo pipe. They were in 32nd overall position. At the back of the field and in 39th position, making his debut was Kyle Lucas, the 2012 Autocross champion. Lucas was driving a self-prepared Subaru Impreza N10. One of the most daring rally drivers in the championship is 23-year-old Nikhil Sachania, driving an S2000 Fiat Abarth. Sachania, who after a life-changing accident left him paralyzed from waist down, is an active and inspirational competitor in the championship and was in 42nd overall position.
Stage 1, Stage 2 were really good, especially Stage 1, I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, at the end of Stage 3 we lost our power steering, so we did Stage 3 without any power steering. The car is quite heavy, but we're still motoring on. Hopefully we should be able to fix it and complete the rally.
At the end of the first loop's last stage, the service at Kapiti gave the 43 remaining crews a welcome respite before tackling the final 3 stages.
Not very good. I tried, the idea was to test this car in this event, but obviously it doesn't work, so I need to get a better car.
A bit disappointed because we started out but really energized, but 10 Ks in the section we retired. But fantastic learning experience. My first time sitting with Darren, and which has been quite a learning experience for today.
Yeah, in the second stage I think we hit a small tree stump, a little bit, took it a little bit early and then we hit the tree stump. But yeah, other than that it was okay, it was just a small hit.
But drama was unfolding at the service park. The brief appearance caused the overheating and suspension trouble which were enough for Carl Tunda to retire the Triumph.
We're calling it a day now. We've done the first loop and feel that we've done enough testing. It's getting a bit hot, so we don't want to mess up the engine for the Classic, so we need to go back and try and find out how to cool it more. But other than that, first test, it's such a good fun car.
Jose Koja was out of the rally with engine failure. The highest position he got was 29th overall before he bowed out.
The car broke down actually on stage 1, missing one spark plug after that, but it totaled it till end of stage 2. The highlight is definitely the roads and animals in the home country and stuff like that. So it was an amazing experience, yeah.
With 20 minutes for service and 10 minutes for refueling, all were parked at the regroup Park Ferme before starting the final loop of the 2015 season. Now let's take a moment to meet some of the unsung heroes of the service park, the service crew.
Service personnel, people that maintain the car, they build the car and make sure it's running well, set it up for the drivers.
And basically we make sure that each and everything, pin to piano, is in place. If it's not in place, it has to be perfected. Everything is all about perfection.
Kama iko nje tunasema tu Mungu saidia irudi kama iko salama. Si una damage mingi kuja tuone tena tuanze second leg.
You have to have a quick mind, apart from of course knowledge of a car, quick mind to make quick decisions, and you have to be really fast in working as well.
Tulianza na Ian Duncan 1970. Kwanza alianza na 1200 pickup. Na sasa tuko na hivyo tena.
I am passionate about cars, especially since I learned how to drive at an early age. I have learned a lot over the years about cars, building them, and so on. Murage introduced me to the service team. So far, I have gelled with them, and I am so happy to be a member of the team.
As a child, we've been seeing big rally drivers, Colin McRae, Shekhar Mehta. Passion is love of the sport. Yeah? Or is it they say need for speed? Just want to see things flying.
It's like asking why I'm passionate to be alive. It's my life, I love it.
The second loop of the Kapiti stage was not rough, but with temperatures nearing 30 degrees centigrade, it was putting stress on engines and transmissions. That, however, could not deter Laukkanen as he claimed his third stage win of the day, which was even faster from his first loop time by 13 seconds. The rally was dominated by Laukkanen after he claimed the last two stages of the season to secure his fourth win of the season. There was little doubt that when everything is going right, Tapio is the quickest driver in the championship. His performance on his third attempt at the Guru Nanak Rally proved that beyond all doubt, he was an outstanding competitor.
This was a brilliant rally for us. I mean, we didn't have any kind of problems in the whole day, and this is the nicest finish for the season.
In previous seasons, 2 or 3 wins were enough to clinch the national title, but this year proved that the championship was closely contested. His fourth win didn't clinch him the championship title, but Laukkanen and navigator Pasi Torma were exciting competitors for the national championship.
Speed-wise, we knew that we are going to be there anyway, but I mean, I made a couple of mistakes. I broke my car, and obviously we were without points, so that's why we are not probably winning the championship itself, but you know, it's been a pleasant year. Every single rally has been different roads, different organization. So, but I'm been very pleased.
Tapio is top driver, whole world, and it's given me a lot. And people here is so friendly, and it's a pleasure for me to try rallying here.
The master of the Guru Nanak Rally, Ian Duncan, had a trouble-free run to finish second. And what a unique record for the 12 times winner of the Sikh Union event. In the last 21 years, Duncan has only failed to finish twice, in 2010 and 2012. And Amar Slatch has been with him on 10 occasions. Next stop is the Classic Safari Rally, where the pair will be defending their title in the Ford Capri. An excellent third place for Barrage. The most unfortunate aspect of Raji's year was the series of accidents in the beginning of the season. The pressure to keep up with the big boys seemed too much. Whether the accidents were due to mechanical failure or just simple over-enthusiasm is up to the supporters of both theories. What was evident was that maturity after the halfway point started producing results he richly deserved. It was also his third career podium finish since his third and second place in the 2012 KCB Kisumu and 2014 KCB Nanyuki rallies.
Season's been difficult, but it's ended on a high, and the main plan is to focus on 2016. And like I said, we've ended with a third overall and top Sikh crew in the Guru Nanak, which for me as a Sikh is a big deal. So yeah, very happy to end the season on such a high note.
Manvir ended the 2015 season as the last driver to win the last stage of the season. His fastest time in the last stage was enough to earn him 4th place, which was also the best in the Ford Fiesta this season. There were times when it seemed impossible to continue rallying in the Ford, and it was argued that he should appear in another car. And yet, aided and abetted by his enthusiastic team, and having Laukonen as a teammate, he was always there at the start of the rally in his Ford. He only failed to finish in the tough KCB Nakuru Rally. His co-driver Drew Sturrock was among the 5 foreign navigators who were teaming up with local drivers. Karen was the star of the rally. Driving with a broken toe, he kept the front runners in his sight, but when the engine started overheating in the Lisa stage, he decided to slow down rather than risk a non-finish. The supplementary class champion of 2014 remained an excellent driver. He has the fighting edge and has been setting good times since he acquired the powerful Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10 from Ireland. 40 cars finished the race, making every result a victory. Rallies don't get much worse for drivers than this round got for Chagga. The high-speed strain was too much for the 2-time championship-winning car, and halfway into the 5th stage of Lisa Raj, the center diff broke. Not a good season for a driver who had dominated the last 2 seasons. His second retirement of the season confirmed that he had become the first defending champion to end a season without a rally win. It was Chagga's second worst defeat, as coincidentally when he won the championship in 2008, he also went winless the following season. For the first time this season, all the Rai clan finished an event, with Amanraj Rai finishing 17th overall. Having arrived from the UK 2 days earlier and with a heavy fever, he struggled in the heat to make sure all the Rais were at the finish in his Mitsubishi Lancer. The Chatthe family also had 2 members at the finish, as Jesse's younger brother Dilraj made his rallying debut with a 31st place finish, navigated by KCB Kajiado winning navigator Kavit Dave.
Being my debut and only being 18, I only managed to test the car just on the Thursday before the rally, so I knew I'd be handicapped going into the rally. So the plan was just to come back, bring the car clean and finish in one piece and gain experience.
Kenneth Kamau also registered his first finish on his rallying debut. Driving an ex-Anwar Pandya Subaru Impreza, he finished in 38th position with navigator Shamir Yusuf. The overall championship had been decided in the last round, and at the end of it all, Chatthe garnered 138.5 points. Ian Duncan emerged the runner-up with 119.5 points, and Tapio Laukkanen was third in the championship with 108 points. Former two-wheel drive champion and the outgoing Division 2 champion Jaspreeet Chatthe came in 12th position and clinched the Division 1 title. This achievement was a landmark as he claimed a unique hat-trick of class wins. In 2013 he won the Division 3 class, the following year he clinched the Division 2 class, and now he is the 2015 champion of Division 1. Dennis Mwenda and Jobin Chiro claimed the Division 2 championship. The former two-wheel drive champion kept his 100% finishing record intact by surviving a fuel pump and starter problems to finish in 11th place overall. Jansha Sandhu had no plans to enter this event as he had already clinched the Division 3 championship in the last round in Nakuru. His main purpose was to make sure his navigator Faisal Khan claimed the navigator's title, which was not settled.
In the beginning we were just looking to complete every rally we started. Eventually we made pace. My navigator Faisal Khan, I really appreciate everyone's support.
In one of the best battles of the season, the supplementary class went down to the wire. All Waigwa and Tuta Mionki had to do was finish ahead of Kirimi and Evans Mwenda to become the champion. However, Taiti Washira and Joan Lombard emerged winners of the S-Class in this race.
I put in too much time and working hours in this car, so for it to perform this way, I'm happy.
It feels good. I can't lie, it actually feels good. For a second time in rally and then have a second win, it was really good. Yeah.
Hussein Malik was second in the class. Eric and Jogo, navigated by Tony Kimondo, finished the podium positions. However, the second loop kept both title contenders Waigwa and Kirimi under huge pressure, neither of them knowing who was ahead of the other. On the fourth stage, Waigwa's car started losing power and the championship when the turbo pipe broke. But Kirimi too was slowing down. His car had run into clutch problems and the suspension had gone weak. Both survived to see the finish, but Kirimi ended up 2 places ahead of Murage to become the supplementary class champion of 2015. It was a tough blow for Murage and more to his navigator Mionki, who lost 2 championships at a stroke. She was aiming to be the first woman ever to win the navigator's title in the supplementary class. Devchi remained poised to pick up the pieces if either of the other two should fall by the wayside. At the end, he was lucky to finish 5th in the class, as that secured him the last podium place in the final championship. Bengi, with a single season record of 5 wins, could not add consistency to his speed and was beaten by the consistent Varese, who had only won 1 event in the entire season. Bengi is the Laukkanen of the two-wheel drive class, so much speed but no title at the end of the season.
The whole season for us has been a little bit tough because I think we finished about only 4 or 5 events. We had a few mishaps here and there, but we are very excited that for every time that we have finished the rally, we finished it on the podium. It's a big achievement for us and gives us a lot of motivation to continue pushing it to the next season.
Every win is special, and today was particularly special because at one point we had a scare. We thought that we were actually going out, but then to come out and be told that we just didn't survive, the engine survived, but actually that we won it, we were quite surprised in a nice way. So yeah, it has been a beautiful one.
For Bengi to win the championship, he needed Varese out of the top 4. However, Varese was consistent and had a 100% finish to clinch the two-wheel drive championship for the 4th time.
Oh, it feels amazing, especially defending the title. Nobody had defended this title in 20 years. So now we've done it back to back and this is our 4th time to win it. So we are very happy.
Alex Lairangi took the third overall spot and also finished third in the overall championship with his co-driver Anthony Kichoki.
It's our first season and ending the season at third. It's a great achievement. Yes.
An exciting battle had been building all season, with 1996 Guru Nanak winner Rob Hellier holding a slender advantage over two-time Classic Car champion Aslam Khan, heading into the final event to go home with a Classic Class award. After some measured results, Melindy's Hellier was favourite. He too needed to finish in front of Khan. It was an intense fight between an underpowered Datsun 160J and a powerful Porsche 911. Rob fought hard. On the first stage he was behind Aslam, then took over in the second stage, but the powerful Porsche was better in the third stage and was ahead by 1 second in the stage. The final 3 stages were nerve-wracking for Hellier, his worst nightmare coming on the penultimate one, when he and his co-driver had to stop and change a radiator hosepipe, the delay costing him a few minutes and sadly the whole title. The route was tailor-made for Aslam's powerful car, as by the end of the last stage, he, co-driven by his brother Arshad Khan, was the Classic Car champion. Hellier settled for second, losing the title by 103 seconds. They were the only 2 finishers in the class after Tunder's withdrawal and then clutch failure sidelining the Ford Escort of Rajesh Maini. The SPV class winner was Adin Haq, co-driven by Hashim Sabri in their powerful Range Rover e-Bowler.
It was very good. It was a very well organized rally, very quick. Guru Nanak is always a very good and fun event. So we took part and yeah, we got a good position. We're happy with it.
However, the overall championship was won by George Njoroge and Lynette Ayuko in yet another excellent finish in the poorly contested class. A record 10 women's crews started the event, and at the end all were at the finish. The best was Piero Canobio's navigator Silvia Frigo, who guided her driver to a creditable 16th place despite their lack of intercoms. Joan Lombard proved to the doubters that her class win with Tahiti Washira in the KCB Machakos Rally was no fluke. She again guided Washira to another win by finishing in 18th place in her second career event. Lombard and 24th place Tuta Mionki are the only women navigators to have won a supplementary class in the history of the championship. Lynette Ayuko continued her good season with another excellent finish with George Njoroge in the Subaru Hybrid. 33rd place Natasha Tundo and Chantal Young were the leading lady crew in the Subaru Impreza. They have had a phenomenal season this year.
Generally the season's been good. Yeah, we finished another rally, which is always a good thing. Yeah, so I'm happy with it.
Being the only all-female crew, you do still get the support from the men, so it's nice. And like we keep on saying, it's not only a man's sport, women can do it as well.
For the first time this season, the rally chicks Natasha and Chantal had competition for the Coupe de Dame trophy. Their rivals Caroline Gatimu, who was co-driven by complete novice Saima Khan, took the tail end Charlie with a 40th overall finish in their Toyota series. Andrew Mashemi was also navigated to the finish by another debutant Mercy Githinji to 30th position in their Mitsubishi Lancer. Former two-wheel drive champion Charan Teti brought in the Ugandan Mildred Kibuka to co-drive. They finished in 37th position driving a Daewoo Yellow. So after a grueling season, the KCB Kenya National Rally Championship did not disappoint. The action, suspense and surprises made great entertainment for all rally enthusiasts. And all this was made possible through the generous support of KCB, who continue to support the Kenya National Rally Championship, thus contributing to the growth and development of motorsport in Kenya. We congratulate all the competitors who dared to battle the championship with the ultimate goal of being declared winner. As we followed your journey through your blood, sweat and tears, we can confidently declare that you are all champions. We salute you. Goodbye and see you all next year.
Wapi nini?
Hamjakuja na hiyo beautiful ladies.
Nasikia kiuno inauma.
Kiuno inauma sahi ile drift ambayo tulichapa bwana. But otherwise, tonight we'll get a massage in Nairobi and hopefully it should take care of things.
I know where you're coming from. A long road and the money's gone. All the games where you played your part from the very start just to come this far. You should know I believe in you. Every race you run, you're my number one. Kick it up now and bring